Welcome, everyone, to episode 50 of Around the Book podcast, where we have reached week 0 of college football. We're in the last week of the NFL preseason. We have some, I hate to say it, some irrelevant golf and NASCAR this weekend as well that we'll be betting on. I do have one MLB parlay, but this is going to be a heavy college football episode. We all deserve this. Everyone who's waited since the Super Bowl ended last year has been waiting for some legitimate football in their lives, and this is it. So we're going to get started. We'll get the boring stuff out of the way first, like we always do. We'll go ahead and start with golf. Now, this weekend we have the BMW Championship. Can you go ahead and give us a little breakdown of the course? I know you were talking about it a little bit before the episode started.
And before we get into BMW Championship, still big deal. So this is basically the semifinals of the PGA Tour Championship before the big shebang following week. But interesting course, hasn't been played on tour since 2006. So the course horse philosophy kind of goes out the window on this course, because a lot of these guys haven't played it, except for guys that have kind of lived in the area. But it's Jack Nicklaus designed course, designed to be kind of like Augusta in the mountains. But it's very long. I think 8,000 yards, this course, which is crazy. But with elevation, it really plays like 7,200, 7,400, depending on wind. So it will play shorter than that. But yeah, driving the ball well is going to be a big deal. Smaller greens than Augusta. So some other courses to keep an eye on as far as performance, to get an idea how guys are going to do. Like Memorial is another good example.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. I think last week's performance and momentum is going to be a big part of this right now.
Yeah. Sorry, just tweeting at the show. Like I said, it's only. I always say it's boring because we have football.
Exactly.
So, if football wasn't starting this weekend, maybe be a little bit more enthusiastic for it. But I do only have one pick, just because I went a little bit heavy in college football and NFL this weekend. But I did go Colin Morikawa, top 5. I know he finished 21st last weekend. We spoke so highly of him as well. We thought it was going to be his week. This is going to be the one. It just wasn't. So, but I think he's going to have a bounce back week. So top 5 for Morikawa at plus 220.
I'm so done with him.
Yeah.
Before we started,
yeah, here we go. Fuck Dak Prescott. Good evening, Chris. Thanks for the shout out. And watching, we do appreciate it. I do have a hell of a bet for the NFL, so just stay tuned for that, Chris.
While we're cursing people, fuck Colin Morikawa. I've bet him all year, and not only did he not win, not only am I done betting him to win, but he also screwed my top 20 parlay last week. He was the only guy. Matsuyama and Zalatoris, the guy I was actually worried about, played great. And then Morikawa finished tied for 21st or something like that. Done with him. This week I got a top 10 parlay because there's only 50 in the field.
Yeah.
And then after this week, next week they'll cut the field to 30. But for this week I got a 3-player parlay. First up, I got Tony Finau at plus 175. Good driver. Been playing really well lately. Also from Utah, used to playing in elevation. I believe he's from Utah. And then we got Patrick Cantlay, another guy that's just been playing really good golf lately. And he's just the guy that's always hanging around the top 10. So I like him at plus 120. And then finally we got Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark,
Your favorite hotel?
really, really been playing well again. And a guy that just seems like he could be poised for a big run this week. Also, worth noting, Wyndham Clark is from Denver.
Ooh.
So he is very used to playing not just an elevation, but this course. So that's going to be a huge factor, I think, in a week where most guys don't have experience on this course.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be huge. And at plus 170 to finish top 10, I really like that value. Combined, these three guys, and again, 20% of the field is going to finish in the top 10 this week.
Oh.
For these three guys together, it's at plus 1533. So the value on that parlay is just
that's awesome.
Nuts for what you're asking for. I really like it. And then my outright winner this week, where did it go? I'll just pull it back up. My outright winner this week, though, is going to be Tony Finau. I just think he's a guy that really looks like he's playing pretty well right now. And he's a guy that I think can actually seal the deal. I know he's been great in the first round and then kind of petered off lately. But if he has big enough of a first round, it might not matter. And I think this could be one of those weeks where he might just have to do just enough. And at plus 2,500 for a guy who's almost certainly going to be coming out of Thursday in the lead, I think is huge.
Yeah.
And for the round one leader, he's also plus 2,500 to be the end of round one leader. I love that bet as well.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not even going to touch Tony Finau. So good luck with that. Hopefully me not even wanting to bet on him is good for you. So good luck with that. That outright winner is to be an awesome bet to watch. So we'll move over to NASCAR. We're in Daytona this weekend for the Coke Zero Sugar 400. So it's the Coke Zero Sugar. It's not even the Coca-Cola 400 anymore, which I think is very stupid. But Daytona.
It's Daytona After Dark.
It is. It is. Daytona After Dark. I don't know how else to explain this one. I think I just had one bet. I like Denny Hamlin top 3 finish at plus 350. I love the value. I can't pick a winner. I just don't know who to go with. I thought I had it last week and I just didn't. So I'm going Denny Hamlin top 3.
I felt the same way. Picking a winner felt tricky. So I'm just going to go with the manufacturer pick this week. I'm just going Chevrolet at plus 160. I mean, Chevy's been doing great. And this is a track where I think they have the most cars that are going to have good runs. And then, it's a crapshoot. It's just a matter of who doesn't get caught in the big one.
Yeah.
So I think with that, from the odds perspective, Chevy has the most volume, is going to have the most volume of good cars.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that works out.
I like it. I did parlay my PGA and NASCAR bets this week. So Colin Morikawa top 5 and Denny Hamlin top 3. If you parlay those, it's at plus 1340.
I love that.
Yeah, so I went ahead and did that.
I might trail that.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully, because I'm trying to build a bankroll for week 1 of NFL. So hopefully this hits. This will definitely help. Let's save football for the end. I do have an MLB pick.
Ooh.
Go ahead. You seem excited.
No, you got it. No, I'm excited for your MLB pick.
Okay. First off, rest in peace to an era. The MLB just tweeted out the star first baseman. I don't know if anyone's seen it yet, but Joey Votto, Miguel Cabrera. I mean, Albert Pujols. They just posted a picture of all three of them standing next to each other, and it's sad. That was like a critical part of my life and my baseball fandom was watching these three dudes when I was growing up. So it's the end of an era. But I mean, it's cool to watch like Freddie Freeman, Paul Goldschmidt, and all that. It's still fun to watch those guys. I'm not gonna lie, but it hurts.
I will say, I can't help myself.
Oh, here we go.
Joey Votto, great player, not in the same category as Cabrera.
Oh my gosh.
Different tiers. I'm sorry, but different tiers.
I'll give you Pujols for his championships, and
also like where he is on the home run count.
Yeah, but all right, here this gentleman can help us here. This gentleman, Mr. Shane Cubas, can help us here with this. Shane,
don't mind the fact that I'm in my car. And I will not answer any questions about it. So,
well, we respect it. But so, anyways, we were just talking. Obviously, Joey Votto retired. The MLB just posted a picture of Votto, Miguel Cabrera, and Albert Pujols. All of them just saying it was the end of an era. I was saying how sad it was because it was a critical part of my childhood when I was growing up in my baseball fandom watching those three guys. And then Dalton just had to ruin the freaking moment after my favorite first baseman retires today. He's like, he doesn't hold a candle to those other two.
I mean, he doesn't.
Now, why would you say some shit like that? Now, I told you. I gave you.
And Pujols. He's just not.
So,
Pujols championships.
Okay, so I think the thing with Votto is it's not just that he's not at the same level of those players, but he also was a very different type of first baseman, right? Where he was more in the mold of he had power, but he wasn't a power first baseman, right? He was not one of those guys that's going to be a threat to hit 40 bombs. He was going to go on base 40% of the time, really hit well with guys in scoring position, things of that nature, right? He was much more of a controlled player versus Pujols, Cabrera, who just had massive amounts of talent and power, the ability to do that. They're not the same level of players, obviously. I do agree with that, Dalton. It's not very fair to Votto to ask him to kind of stand up to that type of power from that position.
But what he lacks in power, he makes up with in his plate discipline, ability to get on base. I don't know.
Here's the way I look at it. Joey Votto is probably a Hall of Famer. Miggy and Pujols are first ballot Hall of Famers.
I agree with that.
More than likely.
I think the lack of Votto doesn't have the counting stats that those two have, despite having also a very long career. And he did deal with some injuries and stuff like that at times. But in general, I think the very best of those three are closer than their counting stats are to each other. But Cabrera and Pujols are just, again, Pujols, you have to remember too, not that Votto was a bad defensive first baseman, but during the first 10 years of his career, Pujols was maybe the best first baseman ever defensively, statistically. At least if you look at different ratings for him. So it's hard, especially Pujols. Cabrera was obviously also amazing, more so as a hitter than anything else, but still was a great player. But again, you factor in everything with them. It's still pretty clear that Votto's comfortably third there. But again, being third in that means you probably still are going to be a Hall of Famer at some point.
Yeah.
So I think he should be happy with his career. I think obviously getting to play a little bit more would have been nice, but I think it was kind of time last time we saw him.
Joey Votto, I know you're watching right now. Don't listen to these men. I have your back. Anyways,
I'm happy for the guy. Great career. I'm just sorry if I'm being kind of a dick. I didn't put him in that picture. That's not fair to him. Shame on whoever did that.
Also, good. Oh, fuck you. Good luck to Shane. Good luck to you tomorrow. I know you guys have Paul Skeens on the bump.
Indeed, we do. It's the only chance we have. So,
and we have a Nick Lodolo, who I thought was going to be our ace for the next 12 years, who is probably pitching at a single A level right now. So
yeah, he's certified not good at baseball currently.
yeah, he probably should not have came back from his injury to pitch and just waited the rest of the year. But who am I? I'm just a financial worker in Cincinnati area. I don't coach there, so I can't tell them what to do with their players. But anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead and get into my MLB pick for tomorrow. I do have the Brewers money line against the Cardinals. I guess that's my little fuck you back to Dalton for his comment about Votto.
There you go.
I have under 7.5 runs in that Reds Pirates game just because I think Skeens is going to take over for the Pirates. I think he's going to hold the bats at bay for us, even though we have 10 runs unanswered tonight so far. But and we have Lodolo. I'm just going to hope he's pre-injured Lodolo tomorrow and goes out there and pitches a 1 or 2 earned run game. So I'm going to
It's certainly possible with this team that he's playing. I have to admit that that's certainly possible. So
yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the under 7.5, and then the one I'm most nervous about. I'm taking the Orioles -1.5 against the Astros. Corbin Burns is on the bump for them, so he isn't up to his usual standard this year, but it's still Corbin Burns. He's bound to have a good start here and then. So I went ahead and did that parlay, and I was kicked out of my book. So 1 second here, and I will give you the odds for that. It's at +659.
That's pretty good.
But Casey, unbiased here, but it is late August, and in the same game, you're betting on the Brewers in late August and against the Cardinals.
I am.
In the last month and a half of the season.
I am. I know. I
understand. I think Dalton's trying to say that you're donating money right now, Casey.
I know that. I know that's what he's saying, and I know that picks against the grain here, but I don't know. I just like the matchup for them tomorrow, so I'm going to take the Brewers.
I mean, to be fair, the Brewers have won 6 in a row, and the Cardinals have lost 2 in a row. So
yeah,
perfect time for them to flip flop, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, honestly, like, the Brewers don't look like they're going to collapse. I think if they were going to, it might have happened, and I don't think the Cardinals are going to have a surge like they sometimes do.
And the Brewers could survive a collapse right now, which is what pisses me off. Like they could go on a huge skid right now and still be okay. Yeah. I would say
they'd still be in the playoffs. They collapsed and still be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
still in the Central.
Yeah, because right now they are 11.5 games up.
Yeah.
So, man, life comes at you fast. All right. So this is what we all been waiting for. Week 0, college football. The slate is immaculate.
Oh yeah.
We do have a couple top 25 teams going, so don't worry about that. But there are some games with some teams you probably never watched on TV before. So we're going to give you some lines there and definitely give you some help betting those games. Dalton, would you like to kick off with the first few college picks you got?
Gotcha. Do we want to each go back and forth with our locks first, or should I just do?
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll do it. All right. So my lock this week, it's kind of weird with the games we got, but my lock is going to be New Mexico +11 against Montana State. I think this is just, quite frankly, I just can't believe these odds. I mean, Montana State is an above average FCS program, and New Mexico they're not good,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
they're
they're still a real FBS team.
right.
Like they're still an actual FBS program, and I just don't see any way in which Montana State, I'll talk about this game more when we get to some other stuff, but I don't see any way Montana State blows out an FBS team.
Yeah.
On the road, as
Yeah.
Cornette mentioned, on the road yet.
Yeah. So love the home dogs. Great pick. Yeah, Chris, do too. I got them at 11.5 plus 11.5. So
I got 11.5 too. Yeah, that's what I have.
So I love that pick.
Now they're gonna lose by 11.
That's what's gonna probably happen. But
it'll just be a
straight
push.
disrespectful. Like if you're New Mexico, I'd be like, wait a second. Listen, I know we suck. I know we're trash. But this Montana State.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's 8 people that go to that school. You tell me that we can't beat them?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm hoping we like. I love how we're getting into the we like we're New Mexico fans. I had to do like a double take on this one because like I looked at it first.
I was like, is that New Mexico Catholic or something?
Yeah.
What school is playing this game?
New Mexico ITT Tech State.
Right. What the hell's going on?
I was like,
I mean, if it were New Mexico State, it'd be different too, like because they're even worse.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, what are we doing, guys? Like, are we that sure that they're can't win against FCS? Are they guaranteed 0-12? Like, is that what we're doing?
Exactly.
I mean, like in Montana State, I believe was like 8-4 last year.
Fitch was like North Dakota State. Sure, you can have.
Oh yeah, I mean North Dakota State would probably smoke New Mexico.
I was going to say it'd probably be like a 21-point spread.
And I might be like, yeah, I get that. You know, I'd still be like, it's like a little aggressive, but I get it.
Yeah.
Still, Montana State.
If North Dakota State played the same schedule as like Minnesota or Illinois or any Big Ten West team,
they'd probably have a similar record.
Yeah. 500.
Yeah, they'd have a similar record for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like between like 500 between their conference games and non-conference.
Right. Yeah. Total record. Yeah. They could go 6-6 in the Big Ten West.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So my lock is a little bit. It scares me because I took a Hawaii minus 38.5. It's a big number, huge number. They played Delaware State. Now, I was seeing some stats. Hawaii is 12-2 in their last 14 home openers against they covered the spread. They were 12-2 and covering the spread out of their last 14 games.
Right.
So I just have to do it. And I do have a lot of the home games. I do like a lot of the home guys this week, so I just had to take it. I know it's a lot of points for Hawaii team that I know not much about, but I just had to do it.
I ended up taking the opposite of that.
I knew you would.
It's
in one of my parlays because the thing that sold me on Delaware State plus 39 was that Hawaii did not score 39 points at all last year.
Yeah,
that was what sold me. That's my only worry.
And more importantly, with a line like that, anytime I see a line that's like 30 or more, I'm like, good teams can lay off the gas against teams like this sometimes and just be like, we don't need to score more points. Like even like Hawaii's not obviously a great team or anything like that, but like it's hard to beat anybody by this much consistently, no matter how much better you are than them, because you might just not have to. Like this might just not happen that way. Like this could be 31-0, and it'd be like, oh yeah, Hawaii was in control the whole time. You didn't win the spread then. Plus, if you didn't go minus 30, it's just hard to do. I get it, Casey, because they've done it most of the time. But like this is a tough line.
It is, and like I said, it's a hard one. But I'm locking it in. I think they're going to cover it again, and it's going to be a sweat. It could be a donation, and it more than likely will be. But I just had to try it.
I left it alone. Like I picked the other 3 games, but I'm like, you know what? I don't need to mess around with that. Like we can, they could win 38-0 and you didn't cover the spread. You know how stupid that is? Like when you think about it that way, like it's like, okay. It's so funny. They're going to win 60-0 now, though, because we said
that. Yes, absolutely.
That's what I'm hoping for.
She's going to be like, you thought. I'm like, all right, well, fair enough.
Now, all right, what's your dog for the week?
Long shots?
Yeah, I have one. I think we're going to have the same one.
So what's funny is my favorite bet of the week actually has longer odds than my long shot for some reason. But I feel like this is more of a like I don't feel as confident in this pick as my favorite bet. So my long shot pick is Georgia Tech money line at plus 340.
Oh,
I picked the same shit. Let's go.
I just want it to happen.
I knew we were gonna pick it,
but like also with everything that's been going on with Florida State over the last like 9 months, them, like, I feel like they're just still like not over getting snubbed, but not in a we're gonna come out and make a statement. They're like, yeah, it doesn't even matter. And I just think that also like their best players are all gone.
Yeah.
And Georgia Tech was not bad last year. They are a sneaky team. And I just think like, I don't know. I think Florida State's probably going to overlook this game because again, they think that they are entitled to something that they just didn't get.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. And I don't know if they were also, I just don't think they were even that good last year. And they lost a lot of very important players. I mean, they lost their best, right? Travis is gone. Coleman's gone. Benson's gone. And then their two best defensive linemen are both gone as well.
Yeah.
So you've got their best quarterback, running back, and receiver all gone, and their two best defensive linemen. I mean, that's a lot of talent to replace on a team that that clearly didn't have a lot of depth, and that Georgia game last year proved that.
Yeah, and I picked them as dogs as well. I just love this matchup for everything you said. I mean, and it's at Georgia Tech, so I just love the home dogs this week. I tripled down on this game, so I took the money line at Georgia Tech. I also took the spread at plus 10.5. I love that. I thought it had some good value at minus 108. Usually that's about minus 110 to minus 120. So I like the value on that. Then I also took the over 55.5. I think this could be a shootout. If Georgia Tech does win, I think it will be a shootout. So I love the over 55.5. That's not too crazy in college football, I don't think.
No.
I tripled down on this game. Hopefully it wasn't stupid.
I like it. All right. And then my favorite bet this week, the one that I think's best likelihood of happening plus value, is ironically New Mexico money line at plus 350 against Montana State. I just think for New Mexico to be getting plus 350
just to win outright is crazy.
Just to win outright against Montana State. We just talked about this. I mean, like, you know, them already getting 11 points feels like a lot. Tripling your money for them to beat an FCS school, I don't know how you turn that down. Especially when Georgia Tech only getting plus 340 to beat fucking Florida State.
Yeah.
It's that one you have to jump on.
I think so too, yeah.
What about you, Casey? What's your favorite play this week?
Sorry about that. I didn't. I also took that. So,
makes sense.
I mean, there really wasn't much.
There's only so many bets with week 0. You know what I mean?
So next week, next show is going to be a lot better. I did also take SMU minus 25.5. I know it's another big spread. I just think SMU had a pretty decent year last year. They're on the money this week. I mean, I think the public has overwhelmingly took SMU, so which scares me. And it is a pretty decent sized spread. But I am going to take SMU minus 25.5.
Yeah, I mean, I got him at minus 25 in my parlay. I like Preston Stone a lot this year. I mean, he's like one of those like super dark horse, I think, like Heisman realm guys. You know, he's every guy with the wild pick. I feel like that's their crazy Heisman pick.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think he's going to put up the wild numbers that he put up in the AAC, in the ACC. Although maybe the ACC is not a good conference.
Yeah,
it is not.
So who knows? I think it's going to be very interesting. I think this is going to be a big week for him. A guy who also I think is going to really be fighting to climb up some draft boards this year. In a wide open quarterback class, I'm going to be looking to make a big statement when he's probably going to get more eyeballs this week than he will, anytime soon.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Like we were saying, it is a small week or a small
slate of games. Yeah.
Slate, so this week isn't going to be anything crazy. I do have some NFL bets for our last week of preseason. It is going to get a little sketchy because majority of teams are sitting their starters. So
this is the extra degenerate week here.
Before we get to that, I do have one last college football pick. I'll just give out my parlay quick.
Yep,
okay.
Go ahead.
I got an odds boost on DraftKings for it, but it's a 4-way parlay. With the odds boost, or no, I didn't get the odds boost on this. That was a futures pick. This is just straight up. It's just against the spread. Georgia Tech plus 10.5, New Mexico plus 11, SMU minus 25, and Delaware State plus 39. That parlay comes out to plus 1228.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good value.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind taking round numbers when it comes to parlays because it gives you a chance if it doesn't. Like it's like when you straight up bet it. I mean, you don't really get any value. You just get your bet back if it's like a 10-point spread and it's 10 exactly. So with the parlay, it doesn't bother me as much. Yeah. So yeah, I like that this week, especially for that parlay. Even though I think Hawaii's going to cover. But we'll see about that. We'll see. Probably not, but we'll see. All right. So let's get in the NFL. I have many of the same bet. I took all the unders this week.
Love that so much.
You love to do it. You got to do it. Yeah.
I don't know if Chris is still watching right now, but Chris has been hammering the unders the past couple weeks and just killing it. We've been texting back and forth about it, and we both Sunday, the 2 games. I think it was the Niners and then the Packers maybe.
Didn't someone score like 2 goddamn points or something?
Yeah, it was terrible. So yeah, we took the unders on those, won tons of money. Chris just said easiest money in football. It is.
Season unders is
Yes. So I took it. I'm taking literally every under this week. It's not going to be for any crazy amounts. It's for enough to cover to come out on top with a little bit of profit here. But I don't know. All of them are at least like 32 points, I think, or 31.5 points. Ranges anywhere from 31.5 to 38.5, I believe. So if you are a degenerate and you want to try to build your bankroll and you want to take a gamble, this is what I'm doing. So good luck to you.
I like it. I mean, we saw it last year a little bit just in football in general. Unders are back.
Yeah.
There was a week, like, I want to say, I don't think it was last year, I think it was the year before, where cause sometimes, I get bored. I'm like, I'll put $5 in every team to go under or over or whatever. And there was like, I got like almost every except for like four. Like four, or there's only like 4 games that didn't go. I'm like, man, that's way too close. Like, what's going on that week? Somebody put something in the water or something.
Yeah. Dude, so when they get like to week 10 of NFL and they just hone in, man, and they get some amazing numbers. I don't get it. But yeah, like you said, I like to take like the spreads and do a teaser with them. So I'll give myself like another 5 points or so, or might not even be that much. And I'll do every game on a Sunday, and I hit a few of them last year, and they're all like plus 3,000 to 4,000 odds.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, so, and I don't do much on it, and it's just like a little bit of extra that I put down, and I hit it a few times last year, and it was a nice little payday. All right.
I like it.
Dalton, you have any NFL?
Oh man, NFL.
Yeah.
I do have a college football future.
All right, let's hear it.
This is the one I got odds boosted. DraftKings has a promo. No free shout outs. But if you do at least a 4-leg parlay to make the college football playoff, they give you like a plus 24% parlay boost.
Nice.
So for my 4 teams to make the college football playoff, I took Penn State. I think they're gonna win 10 games, and 10 wins in the Big Ten will get you in the playoff. And James Franklin's been really good at winning 10 games.
This is true. I can attest to that.
Utah is my next one. I think they'll win the Big 12.
I like that.
As long as Cam Rising is healthy, they're gonna win the Big 12.
Yeah.
And then Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss can have a legitimate shot at winning the SEC, but I think for sure they're winning 10 games in the SEC, and just like the Big Ten, you win 10 games in that conference, you're getting in the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the one that really jumps the odds on this, that I'm really bullish on, James Madison at plus 2,500.
Well, there you go.
I think they're going to win the Sun Belt. And I think whoever wins the Sun Belt, as long as they come out of it with 1 loss or less, they're getting that group of 5 spot.
One of the large bids.
Yeah. Well, it's the 5 highest ranked conference champions.
Right. Those are like the guaranteed slots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I assume that's your Big 10, SEC, Big 12, ACC, and then group of 5. I'm assuming they won't give it to one of the Pac-2 teams.
I don't think that's automatic. No,
I would hope. They'd be really fucked up.
Be crazy.
That'd be hilarious.
But the parlay odds on that are plus 29,211.
That's
it's basically plus 29,000 odds on James Madison to make the playoff.
Yeah,
that's when you break it down.
I mean, that's really what it is. Because I'd be very surprised if those other 3 teams weren't in the 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Just
I like it.
To think about.
I like it. We'll see what happens. Do we have anything in football we want to talk about? We want to talk about the flag football guy.
Oh my god!
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
So I feel bad for him because I think what happened was he said something and it kind of took off, but he didn't mean it. And now he's like too proud to like back off of it. And
now he has to double down on it.
You have to double down now. Yeah.
And now he's too far gone and he doesn't know how to back out of it.
The fact that he's like, I'm better than him because of my football IQ, like, brother, I don't know if you've been watching him for a while, but he's pretty good at that part of it now too. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're kind of good at everything.
And
Yeah,
there's
it's
people
like-
that are like, the
uh,
rules are so different.
It's like, yeah, the rules are different until a 70-mile-an-hour fastball goes whizzing by your head, and you can't do
Yeah.
anything about it.
Exactly.
Could you imagine if you dropped Pat Mahomes into like the flag football landscape? Like,
It'd be
what would
pretty
happen?
funny. It'd be pretty fun. You know, it would be like when Jared Goff did that thing where he went to that one.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about. I forget if it was like a JUCO program, whatever it was.
Yeah,
And you like show up and just start throwing fucking bombs to everyone because it's even Jared Goff is like, especially like now, but even then, like just dropping dimes on everybody. It's like, yeah, it's different, dude.
yeah.
Different.
Well, I mean, even when Eli Manning did the thing where he went to Penn State camp.
Oh my god, that was
Yeah.
so
or
funny,
Penn
dude.
State walk-on tryouts.
Yeah, it's so
And-
funny, dude.
But like, he's fucking in his 40s and
Yeah.
still against other high school freshman walk-ons.
Yeah.
He's still like way ahead of everybody else.
Chris said he went 8-0 as a middle school football offensive coordinator, mainly because of my IQ for the game. That was
Nice.
a huge flex.
Probably
Chris.
better coach than Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably better. That's what
Andy
he's saying.
Reid doesn't understand middle school football. He doesn't understand
Exactly.
the rules.
When's the last time he went undefeated, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm hearing. Chris, greater than sign, Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congrats to that, Chris. Didn't think we would know that about you tonight, but we figured it out. Braves lost. RIP to the Brave season.
They're still like in the playoffs.
Cardinals just tied it up. Yeah, I know. The Braves are a team where they can be like, all right, everyone has broken their leg. We're bringing up our single A team, and then somehow they're still going to win like 92 games.
yeah, they're pretty unkillable. You can obviously beat them in the playoffs, but it's really hard to kill them in the regular season.
Yeah,
I mean, like, just not really fair. Like, all their players are like not playing that good, and then you look up and you're like, they're 10 games over. You know, it's fine.
because
It's like, what?
yeah,
They'll limp into the playoffs and then get absolutely killed.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, we got here. We had a good time. It's fine.
yeah. All right.
Nothing like my
so-
Pirates, unfortunately.
Yeah. Did they play tonight?
They lost 1-0. I'm pretty sure.
Man, you guys had 8 hits and I hate that when you get like 8 or 9 hits and you can't get a run.
Yeah, it's whenever you get unimportant hits. It's really funny. It's like,
Yeah.
man, you look up. So everyone went like 2 for 4 tonight. It's like, how many runs you scored? Well, we all got to hit separate innings from each other.
Yeah. Or like you'll watch a game and it's like your team has 7 hits, the other team has 3, but there are 3 home runs and your pitcher's walked like 6 guys.
Exactly. It's like, all right, well, this didn't really work out too well. So,
all right. Anything else happening in the sports world? Shane, still congrats on Brandon Ayuk coming over to the Steelers.
Honestly, I just want them to do something.
I know.
Like, I want someone to do something with him. I don't care if you sign him. I don't care if you trade him. I don't care if he quits. It really, at this point, like, just make a decision about somebody. Like, I don't really care what the decision. I've kind of haven't cared since the beginning. I'm like, listen, if he wants to come here so bad, great. I'll take him, sure. But also, why? Probably.
Yeah.
Like, coming from a fan of the team, like, probably not the time to be showing up right now. I don't know if anyone was watching the preseason for the Steelers. We scored 15 goddamn points.
Yeah. So I was just going to
Like-
ask you. I didn't have a chance to tune in to Still Curtain today. Did you guys talk about the QB situation?
I did. I pretty much, like the meme of like the coughing baby versus like the nuclear warhead. You know that meme? It's like coughing baby versus coughing baby that can run a little bit. Like that's kind of what we're dealing with. Where it's like, one of them can run, the other one can't, and that's pretty much I think the difference right now. So Wilson's gonna start the season. I'm almost 100% sure, but I'd give it like 4 games. And if he's not actually like legitimately good, we'll probably see Fields, and then it's whatever from there. So
I thought it'd be like week 6 to 8.
something like that. Before it's going to be a couple weeks before we hit the murderer's row stretch. So that way he doesn't immediately come in for that if he does come in. And if not, Wilson will play out the season, and then we'll do fuck all probably next year about it too. I don't know.
I have an optimistic take for you on Russell Wilson.
All right. Love to hear it. All right.
A lot of his struggles last year, he had to play within Sean Payton's system last year, and that just didn't work. So with the Steelers, they don't have it all. Like they don't have any type of offensive identity right now. So their identity can be let Russ cook. It'll just be an old, outdated version of let Russ cook that doesn't have DK Metcalf or anything like that. But it could still be somewhat productive. And if the defense plays really well, it could be enough to win 9-10 games.
Oh, they're going to win 9 or 10 games. Russell Wilson they don't even have to send the offense out. They'll still win 9 or 10 games. I don't really know how they will, but they will. It's just going to be like, at this point, my bar is not winning more games because we're going to win the same amount of games no matter what. Can I just enjoy watching one half, only like more than one half of the game? That's really all I'm asking for. Like, because
let Russ cook, but Russ is old.
I also need to point out something that you bring in Arthur Smith as your offensive coordinator, right? I think that's okay because he's been great as an offensive coordinator when he's been just an offensive coordinator. I think he's a really good play caller. The problem is one of the tenets of his passing game is throwing over the middle of the field. That's one of the things he loves to do. I'm not joking you when the 2 least efficient passers to the middle of the field last year that qualifies currently plays for this team. Would anybody like to share that information with me about what they thought they were doing there? Like, hey, Arthur's a good hire. But we need to revamp the quarterback position. Who should we get? Well, okay, let's sort by PFF's like efficiency rating here. Let me see. All right, so the 2, and then they flipped it. They forgot they didn't filter right, so they thought they were the 2 best ones. I think
they went descending.
Yeah, and then they're like, shit, we didn't realize we did that until it's too late.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It's like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. They can't be worse than Pickett was, so it'll be better by default. It's just going to be like, I want to enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Pickett might get run out of the league by Tanner McKee.
He should be. Pickett, when he throws, he looks like he wants to like take it back every time he throws it. He's like trying to, oh shit, never mind. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, what is he doing?
Future Saskatchewan Rough Rider.
Oh my god, he would do so well in the CFL because you just run around and you could actually do it and not die.
Yeah. Dalton, congrats on Bo Nix getting named as a starter to the Broncos. I know you're a huge Bo Nix guy.
I mean, I think he's gonna.
That was gonna happen, right? Like, we weren't worried about that.
Yeah.
Because I saw that, I'm like, was that not already the case, or did I miss something? Okay.
I think it was just made official today.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, wait a second.
I mean, he's gonna be a average to above average quarterback on a bad offense with a good defense. So
yeah,
they'll win 8 games.
Probably. Yeah.
I agree.
He'll run the offense. They just don't have a lot of talent.
Yeah. How do you feel about Gardner? Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? And so what's the Raiders' plan for
great question.
Let's cut it off right there. What's the Raiders' plan?
Yeah, what's the Raiders' plan for the next 4 or 5 years?
Great question, because the problem is if you look at the rest of the quarterback of the future is not on the roster. So if that's the case, you should either be in win now mode and be going and paying a veteran to win with all the all pros that are on your roster and try to be a contender right now.
Yeah.
Or you should be tanking. Problem is they got a guy that with their roster will certainly get them to at least 8 wins and not more than 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So if the stars aligned, the defense plays elite, Gardner Minshew plays great, this team is still getting knocked out in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, assuredly so.
Or
Yeah,
second round. I'm sorry, at best second round.
yeah.
They
You
can maybe
you
go
could get a
wild
good
card round.
matchup. Yeah, you could get a good matchup in the wild
Yeah.
card.
But like they're not making it past. They're not beating Baltimore on the road in January. That's not happening.
No.
So yeah, so unless it's just see what happens this year, try to stay competitive this year, and then hope Dak Prescott hits free agency. I guess that's the plan.
Dak as a Raider would be very funny. I can't
I mean,
lie. Like I would do it if I was them, but I just think that's funny in my head. Like it just sounds funny. To me.
If the defense is as good as it's supposed to be, with Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers, all those guys, Dak Prescott would make them a contender.
Yeah, I think you could certainly argue that for sure. So it's like, yeah, but hey, getting to see Gardner Minshew still start in the NFL is a treat for me. I'll tell you that much. And to his credit, he whooped my team's ass last year. I'll tell you that much. We couldn't do nothing against him. I don't know what the hell that was about.
Rough in preseason.
Yeah, he doesn't look good, but it's also Gardner, so it's like I don't really know if he's going to.
It doesn't look good, but then he still throws.
Sometimes it works.
He still puts up, average numbers and wins games.
Yeah, and he's not terrible. He's just Gardner Minshew.
No,
he's somewhere between like the 32nd and 25th best quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
Which is like, again, but because of the way he plays, he usually slightly outplays statistically that ranking. It's just that you watch him, you're like, that's not good, but then it works. You're like, all right, whatever.
Because the problem is 1 week he'll throw for 350 and 4 touchdowns, and then the next week he'll throw for 110 and 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be all over the place, and it's gonna be infuriating to watch. And the hope is that Devontae Adams doesn't want to leave after this year.
Yeah,
that's really it. It's just, and then hopefully Dak Prescott comes.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. That's you just hope Devontae Adams doesn't want to leave. But man, did you guys see that hospital ball that Minshew threw last week against Minnesota?
Yeah.
It was bad. And Devontae got pissed last year because Jimmy G tried everything in his power to get Devontae killed last year.
He really did. It was kind of comical at times when he was in there. It's like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. So what is Jimmy G doing now?
Isn't he the backup for the Rams? But he's suspended.
That's right. He's
like suspended for like the first 2 games because of something stupid. I forget what it was, but
he tested positive for a banned substance, and it was it was like Viagra.
That sounds about right.
I don't think it was Viagra, but it was male enhancement pills of some sort.
Honestly, if you're Jimmy G, like you should probably do that just to stick around. Like
my dude's got plenty of money, dude.
That's true.
All his time at the Bunny Ranch.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
The Niners made sure he got his money. So yeah, and one last thing about Gardner Minshew, he reminds me of that farmer meme where it's like the meme where he's like, "It ain't much, but it's an honest day's work."
Yes,
Gardner Minshew. It is not much,
true.
But he's going to give you an honest day's work. It might not look pretty, but he's going to give you all he's got.
And what else can you ask for?
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask for him to not have 3 interception games.
So what week does AOC come in?
I think it'll be like kind of sporadic. I think, Minshew will get hurt here and there, like where AOC will have to finish a game or start a game here and there. Minshew will get pulled from time to time. I just did shout out Raider Ramble. Stat projections with them this year.
Nice.
And I'm projecting a 70-30 snap split this year for the year.
Sounds about right.
Minshew will get about 70%, and he's erratic enough that he'll get hurt and pulled from time to time, but O'Connell's not going to be spectacular enough to
Actually,
steal the
unseat
job,
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
to fully unseat him. Yeah.
then that's what it'll be.
Yeah. So, anything else? Any other bets? Any headlines? Ellie De La Cruz finally got his 60th stolen base of the season tonight. Congrats to him. My future,
Wow. Finally 60.
my
Wow.
future is just looking even
He-
friggin' better.
He's been slacking off, man. Only
He
60.
has. The past
Man.
week he's been slacking. I've freaking donated 30.
What's the record for steals in a season? Is
Oh,
he?
he's not even
It's like,
close.
I'm pretty sure it's over 100 by
Yeah. Yeah. He's
By
not
who?
even close.
Ricky Henderson. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
okay,
has like 100 something.
yeah.
I know he had like multiple 80, 90 seasons in a row. I'm pretty sure back in the day.
Yeah.
So like he's as far as like modern day, he's as good as it's going to get numbers wise with the bigger bases. But yeah, Ricky was just swiping bags just because a lot of the time.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the Athletics. Shout out Ricky Henderson.
R.I.P. to the Athletics.
Well, I guess to the Oakland Athletics. The Athletics will live on.
Oh, is it official?
I don't know, dude. Everyone keeps on thinking it is.
It better be at this point. Leave
Yeah.
leave Oakland alone, man.
Oakland does not deserve any.
I feel bad because
franchises.
all my like Twitter or X, whatever the frick you want to call it, all my timeline is just like their fan base just being sad about it being like their final few homestands. I do feel bad for them. But
Yeah, they really are going out sad, admittedly.
yeah. I don't know.
Like,
But-
I get wanting to stick it to like these, like, I get the idea that billionaires should pay for their own stadiums,
Oh yeah, for sure.
but you also have to accept that you might, in that scenario, you might not get your city might not get a team if you don't bring anything else to the table, which
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah,
What
that's
the heck?
very true.
Yeah. What to have Jake come on and explain this for us? He's an athletics fan.
Isn't he like in Paris still or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's out there living his best life, eating
Okay.
croissants and shit.
Good for him, man.
Yeah. It is awesome. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, meanwhile I'm at my local 24-hour laundromat doing laundry, so you know.
Stay strong, dude. I remember those days.
We have like laundry in our apartment basement, but it's like entirely too small, and I'm like, I ain't doing laundry 4 times a week. Fuck that shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
we were the same way when we had our apartment, and like my wife would always be like, I don't want to wash my clothes where 50 other people are washing their clothes. And I was like, I get that as well.
Yeah, I get that.
At least you
But-
know the laundromat like is maintained.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually really, really nice. It is really nice when there's a lot of machines.
Yeah.
You know, and I save time, so I just put the whole I don't take the clothes. I just put the whole washer into the dryer. You know, so
Yeah. I like to get like when we would go to the laundromat, I would just throw everything in with like the 10 load max one.
yeah, you just put the whole thing in there.
What, dude?
No, it's fine.
You said you threw the whole washer into the dryer?
Yeah. At the same time, it's
What?
like
I don't get it.
there's nothing to get. I was just being an asshole. It's fine.
Like it took me a second. I was like, yeah. Oh, wait a second.
It's like, wait, what did he say?
I was just gonna let it go. I was like, all right. I get what he means.
Whole thing. Anyway,
All right. Well, anyways, good luck. Have fun the rest of your night, Shane.
thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
So glad I was able to hop. I forgot it was Wednesday. I'm like, wait, I did my show today. It is Wednesday. Ah, shit.
Yeah, dude. We appreciate you hopping on. Always.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
But thank you all for watching. Good luck with week 0 college football. Next week, week 1 college football. Is it week 1 NFL? Yes.
Not yet.
No.
The 5th is the first game, I think, and then
Yes.
like the 8th is the first major weekend. Yeah. So
Yep. So, but we'll have week 1 college football. So we'll have more than 6 games. We'll have games basically from almost every day next week, I think.
almost, I think.
Close
Yeah.
to it. Anyways, but episode 50, again, I just want to shout out everyone for watching this. It's a lot of episodes for this podcast. I honestly didn't think it was going to last this long, so we appreciate everyone watching. We lasted a whole non-football season, so round of applause for us. We got through it. It was tough some weeks, betting on golf and NASCAR only. So, but you guys stuck with us, so we appreciate it. Good, like I said, good luck again. Week 0 college football. We'll see you guys next week for week 1. And let us know what you like this week. Also, I did want to. There was one thing. I don't know. I forgot what it was. Never mind. If it's important, I'll tweet it out. So thank you guys again for watching. Have a good day.